Now to Education Matters, the talk about an advisory board to oversee Memphis-Shelby County schools is not a dead issue. That's even though state lawmakers decided this week to not pass bills for a state takeover. WREG's Alex Coleman tells us it's not. It is now in the hands of the Shelby County Commission, which could also decide if MSCS board members' terms could be cut in half next year.
Just days after the Tennessee General Assembly hit the pause button on bills calling for a state takeover or intervention of Memphis-Shelby County schools.
The state wanted to toss it back to hear us locally, but I think that's the opposite of what the people and some of us commissioners were screaming for. We wanted outside intervention to help.
It seems the Shelby County Commission is still considering creating its own advisory board for the district. Commissioner Amber Mills says it's needed.
There has to be some kind of intervention. Something needs to change, and there has to be something with teeth to it to create the change. As we saw, Dr. Fagans was making the changes that needed to be changed. They were not easy, but they were making the change.
Commissioner Charlie Caswell says not so fast.
I don't think we directly need to oversight another elected body. I believe that we need to work together in a better way, being a funding body of that body, to make sure that we're doing what's in the best interest of the children.
But now, under a new law passed by Tennessee lawmakers, the Shelby County Commission will have authority to term limit Memphis-Shelby County School Board members. If the commission decides to sync the elections with the county ballot, they would place all of the 9 MSCS seats on a 2026 ballot, including those school board members who were just elected last year.
This is going to be the litmus test for Shelby County people. These school board members that were elected that did exactly the opposite of what the majority of the people wanted to do, are they going to put them back in office, or are they going to have them pay at the ballot box for not listening to their constituents?
I think that unfairly to somebody like Mr. Porter, who didn't vote the way that the people voted, the way that the people wanted to, that was to keep her, is going to be thrown into this with some of the people, the commissioners that they wanted to see kicked off.
The political drama continues over MSCS. Reporting for your news leader in Memphis, Alex Coleman, WREG TV, News Channel 3.
Now, the 5 MSCS board members elected in 2024 could have their terms cut in half are Natalie McKinney, Stephanie Love, Tamarquez Porter, Sable Ote, and Tawana Murphy. Of course, your news leader will keep you posted on the Shelby County Commission's decision regarding the 2026 election.